Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a blessed day. Mine's going pretty good. I wanted to do a vlog this morning, and I wanted to talk to you about a couple of facts. First of all, do you guys remember a song that came out in May of 1976, 45 years ago? And it was a song by Blue Oyster Cult, and it was called Don't Fear the Reaper. But it was a totally cool song. I love that song. But it's about a girl that's dying, and she's afraid to die. And this guy comes along and starts telling her, look, don't fear the Reaper. And one of the lines in that song says, another 40,000 coming every day. So back in 1976, 45 years ago, 40,000 people died a day. Now, that number right now is 150,000 dying every day. That's almost 4 times what it was just 45 years ago. So listen, this is something that's kind of strange. The lifespan for men and women in America and pretty much across the globe has actually decreased over the last 2 years. It had been increasing for almost 100 years, and all of a sudden now it's decreasing. Men used to live to 77 years old, now they only live to 75. Women used to live to 80 years, now they're down to 79. So, I wonder what's causing that. But I know why women live longer than men. That's very simple to me. Women live longer than men because women go to the doctor and men don't. At least that's the way it is in my house. Plus, women don't do stupid stuff like men. So that's probably the reason for that. But I just heard another fact, and that is 70 years ago, in the 1950s, the average pagan had higher morals than the professing Christian does today. 70 years ago, the average pagan had higher morals than the average professing Christian has today. People, I'm 68 years old, and the world that I grew up in is long gone, never to return. People back when I was a kid, they were nice to each other. People aren't like that anymore. People back then had good manners, they had self-respect. Bad language, you didn't use bad language unless you stubbed your toe. Men would never cuss in front of women. Back when I grew up, men would never, ever cuss in front of women. Nowadays, the women, every other word out of their mouth starts with an F. That's the world we live in today. Back then, if you messed up, if you were a businessman, or anything you did, if you messed up and the media got a hold of it, people like 60 Minutes or 2020, if they knocked on your door, you were in big trouble because you were about to be exposed to the entire nation. Now we have a media that is nothing but a mouthpiece for the New World Order and the Democratic Party. They're nothing. You can't believe a word you hear from the media. One of the signs of the end times is that love will grow cold. People's love one for another will completely grow cold. Matthew 24:12 says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Abortion. A woman's natural love for her child is gone. Abortion nowadays is used as birth control. People could care less about the unborn child, about the innocent. Murder, people kill at random. Gang initiation, you gotta go murder someone you don't even know. Drug dealers kill somebody that's standing on the corner that they think is theirs. No love for their fellow man. Right now in America, Chicago and New York, the murder rate in those cities has gone up 400–500%. They are the most dangerous cities in the world. They are more dangerous than any city overseas you can name. More dangerous than Beirut. People shoot at random. People just go out and shoot at random. Stray bullets hit kids and it barely makes the news. Because people and the government and the media just don't care. Murders happening every day and it doesn't even make the news. The reason is because people could care less about anybody else. They're all into themselves. And that's what Paul said. People will be lovers of their own selves. And that's the world we live in today. Matthew 22:39 says, "Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself." You know, God doesn't change. So people, listen. This is why I wanted to make this vlog. The world has changed. Our world, America, over the last 16 months has completely changed. And it's not going to get any better. Food shortages are coming. You need to stock up. Whatever extra money you have, every time you go to the store, grab a couple of bags of beans, a couple of bags of rice, some canned goods. Stock up on food. People, if you do not have a way to protect yourself, when these mobs, if anything happens and mobs starts coming through your neighborhoods, breaking into houses to take whatever they can get, you have to have a means to defend yourself. Think about that. If you don't have a sword, sell your coat and buy one. You have to have a means to defend yourself. People, the world has changed. People do not love one another. People could care less. The government could care less about you and your family. You know, the last time I called 911, there was a car chasing another car down the street, and this lady had went to sell this guy a puppy, and she handed him the dog, took his money, and then grabbed the dog back, got in her car and ran, so he chased her. Well, they went into this cul-de-sac, and he had her blocked, and he was going to take his truck and just ram the heck out of her. And I called 911 because I didn't want anybody running into my house. I got voicemail. I called 911 and I got voicemail. And they called me back about 10 minutes later. People, listen. You cannot depend on anybody except yourself. No one's going to protect you except yourself. Pretty soon the cops are not even going to respond. They don't respond most of the time anyway. You need to get self-sufficient. You need to get some food stocked up, and you need to have a way to protect yourself. People, the world has changed, and it's changed for the worse. It's not going to get any better. The America that I grew up in, the America that you grew up in, the America that we had even 16 months ago will never be back. And pretty soon this economy is going to crash and things are going to get violent. You need to get ready for that. You know the greatest thing you can do to prepare? The absolute greatest thing you can do to prepare is to put your faith and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ. If you put your faith and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ, He will take care of you. Everybody dies. Everybody dies. But if you put your faith and trust in the Lord Jesus Christ, the day you take your last breath, you will be with Him in paradise, and you will live throughout all eternity with Him in heaven. People, the world is coming unglued. You need to get ready. Anyway, I just want to give you something to think about. Heaven or hell you choose, just remember, once you take your last breath, it's a done deal.